A script of The Godfather.
Okay.
It came with a picture of The Godfather and an autograph inside.
To catch up on more videos like this, go ahead and level that red subscribe button right now. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to our channel. Pawn Stars is a shop that buys valuable items and resells them at a better price, thus making profits out of it. Rick and Corey operate the store and finalize the deals. Sometimes things are antique and unique that they couldn't deny buying even if it cost them thousands of dollars. They've purchased items for up to $250,000. Here are some of the most expensive buys that have taken place on Pawn Stars. Number 10. Samurai Swords. After World War II, these swords had an estimated value of $3 million to $4 million. These Japanese swords came out from Japan that was confiscated by the occupation forces. While buying a sword or a knife, the first thing you check is the signature of the maker on the tang. Tang is the tool that helps attach the handle to the sword. This sword was made by Soshuju Akihiro, who is one of the most famous Japanese sword makers in history. The details on the sword indicates that it's from the early 1600s. The worth of the sword is $35,000 to $40,000 because of its famous history as being the king of katanas. Number 9. 3,000 ounces of silver. Jeff is an investor who came to the pawn shop to sell his collection of more than 3,000 ounces of silver. Silver is important in this modern world as our cars wouldn't run without it, and companies as big as NASA require silver for the construction of their spaceships. All the industries like mobile phones, television, etc. require silver as a raw material, as silver is a good conductor of electricity. The silver coins he brought were all from the year 1964 and they weighed right. He got a total of 3,372 ounces of silver metal that were all worth $110,901. This again was one of the most expensive buys in Pawn Stars history. Number 8. JFK Cigar Box. John F. Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States of America from 1961 to 1963, and he was especially fond of cigars and would keep a personal cigar box in his office. Eric came to the Pawn Stars store with a JFK cigar box with a high rocket demand of $95,000. He used this box inside the White House. The box had 8 of the unsmoked cigars. Press Secretary Pierre Salinger bought 1,200 Cuban cigars for him the day before he signed the Cuban embargo. The cigars are branded as Perfecto Garcia Ensigns. The box can be sold with high money in an auction. Eric wanted quick money, so he came to the Pawn Stars shop. After bargaining, they finalized the deal for $60,000, which is still a huge amount of money for a wooden box. Number 7. Gibson SJ200 Guitar. One day, a young man showed up at the shop with one of the rarest guitars around. This guitar is from 1941 that was owned by Stephen Stills, who was a member of the famous rock and roll group Crosby, Stills and Nash. This model, Gibson SJ200, was alone worth for $75,000, and it belonging to Stephen Stills raised another $20,000. An expert verified the authenticity of the guitar and described its worth. The owner demanded $90,000, while Rick offered $85,000, and the deal was finalized there, marking it as one of the most expensive buys at Pawn Stars. Number 6. Hertz Penske GT Mustang. This is a very unique car that was made when Hertz decided to team up with Mustang to build this Hertz Penske GT Mustang in 2013. The model first came out in 2014. It's a limited edition car with only 150 such cars that were manufactured. This was one of the first 10 ever made that makes it a rarer car. A NASCAR driver, Joey Logano, was invited to do a test drive of the car to see if it was legit. Initially, the owner demanded $95,000 for it, and the driver told it to be worth $75,000, and the deal got finalized at $60,000. Rick probably got one of the best cars at a relatively good price for him to make a profit out of it. Number 5. The Godfather Script. a lady came to the shop and offered the first Godfather movie script. The movie is the most famous of its time and holds a big worth as a result. The screenplay was signed by someone related to the movie and a notable personality. An expert was called to verify the signature. After the verification, the seller was now enthusiastic to offer more for her unique piece. She started at $1,000, but Rick offered $500. As a result, the lady refused and later sold it at a charity auction for $12,000. It was sadly a huge loss for Pawn Stars, who could have ended up making a huge profit out of the piece. Number 4. Panama Pacific Octagonal Gold Coin. Rick got a customer in his shop who was willing to buy a 1915 Panama Pacific Octagonal Gold Coin for $70,000. To look for the item, he went to the coin auction in Florida. A guy with the coin offered $70,000, and that was not the price Rick was willing to pay for. The coin was in excellent condition. It was made of 90% gold and 10% copper. Rick went to another guy with the coin, but his coin wasn't in good condition. It wasn't clean, and it lost its antique look and was obviously very damaged. So Rick had to make a deal with the first guy. He got the coin for $67,500. While this didn't give him a lot of profit, it did give him a valuable customer for the shop. Sometimes expensive items with fewer profits do get you loyal customers. Number 3. Ford Roadster 1932. Pawn Stars are full of antiques and cars, and they wouldn't lose the Ford Roadster at any chance. The car was as old as 80 years and was still in very good condition, with only some 400 miles driven on the speedometer. It was worth the purchase. The owner asked for $100,000, but the expert called for test driving told the worth to be around $70,000. Rick couldn't miss any chance and got it done at $65,000. The car is surely a big deal with its antique and unique existence. Number 2. S.G. West Ball Guitar. This is a unique masterpiece of the Les Paul collection, one of the very first electric guitars of its time. They changed pop music forever. Les Paul married Mary Ford, and she played this guitar and wrote many songs on it, for which she later on won awards. The item is real, along with all the documents signed by Les Paul. The owner asked for $250,000 because musical items are always gold if they belong to a famous musician of the past. However, Rick got it for $90,000. It was indeed another big purchase for Pawn Stars. Number 1. The East India Company Bell. A lady walked into the store with a big gray bell and claimed it to be an East India Company bell. An expert was called to analyze the bell, and he was told that it surely is 1602's East India Company bell. It was a sunken treasure that Rick got for $16,000. This brings us to the end of our video, which we hope you guys found delightful. Let us know in the comments below about which Pawn Star get was your favorite, and hit the like button as well as subscribe to our channel to view more awesome content like this one in the future. Also, do watch the 2 videos that are already on your screen right now, as they're just as good as this one. And with that, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.